everybody.
Well, I hooked up with one of Vic's friends on LinkedIn, and I told him that I wanted to create a brand name in the cannabis space with a brand name that I had trademarked called Goosebone. Goosebone came out of the Reading area. It was a guy, I'll make this brief. There was a guy in Reading in the early 1900s. He was called the Goosebone Man. And the Goosebone Man predicted weather like the almanac, like the weather almanac. And when I saw it, I said, that's a natural fit, goose and goosebone. And I came from a culture in the 70s where smoking marijuana, you smoke the bone. And it was a natural fit, a great story. I hooked up with Vic's friend. Somehow the two of them talked, and he recommended, what was his name again?
Matt Sabert.
That's a great guy.
He's a big consultant now, too.
Great guy.
So.
And he hooked Vic and I up. I talked with Vic for over a year, and we formalized an agreement. I became a consultant for Vic. We wanted to make a product that would appeal to the mass market in cigars. And that's what we wanted to do. And we did it. We created a package in a Mylar packaging so that when a convenience store bought it or a smoke shop bought it, the smell would not permeate the package and therefore not fill the store up with the smell of marijuana, which is still a stigma in the United States. Granted, in the United States, it's been legalized on a medicinal level, and a lot of states even have it on a recreational basis. But working with Vic and his team, what also intrigued me was their level of professionalism, just like this broadcast. Thank God we got two good-looking ladies on this broadcast club. Yeah. Jennifer and Abby. Thank God. This is the best. This is the best looking Adeus I've seen here so far. So
well, one time, let's give it up for Jennifer, Abby, and Vic. Vic, man, you came all the way from the West Coast, West Side, in the building. Please tell us about yourself, Tell us how you came up. You are the owner.
One of the owners.
One of the owners. CEO.
President.
Yep. You are the full
everything.
Full everything.
Oh, you know what?
That's what
I have a great team behind me. That's the biggest part.
That's
Suzanne, Trevor, Scott.
Shout out to Suzanne.
Yep.
Scott.
All right,
Trevor.
all right. Yep. Trevor. Yep. It's a team that we put together that has been doing amazing things and will continue to do amazing things.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
So how'd you come up with this whole?
So coming from the cannabis side of things, in 2018, the hemp farm bill got passed, and we realized that, early on, before really anybody did, is that we can create a national channel for distribution, branding, and quality products ahead of time before cannabis gets legalized. And that's really important to be able to keep your foot in the cannabis side of things, but it's divided by each state, so you can't create these giant channels. So when I met John, I always kept that in the back of my mind, that we were going to be able to work together later on to create something unique. We want to become the Swisher. We want to become the Black Mild. We want to become a household name that puts out a quality product at an affordable price, what we call a luxury, affordable luxury.
Nice. Now, how many different flavors do you have as far as your product is concerned?
I mean, as of today, we have 6 total.
Okay.
And they're divided into 2. 3 of them are 100% hemp, and those are different plants that are blended together. The hemp plants, different genetics, they're blended together to create that terpene content.
Nice.
So one of them's citrus, one of them's earthy, the other one's tropical, and the terpenes are what actually drive that flavor. The other half, which are the other 3, have actual herbs in them. And we decided to go that route because it's something new and unique. Nobody else is doing it. And the world is really turning into medicinal and really natural aspects of smoking and different types like that. So we put peppermint to one of them, so it's really smooth, and that actually gives you a little bit of energy. Then the other 2 have lavender, and the other one's rose, and those really help you relax. Lavender has become one of the most popular ones, and women really love that one.
Quick question: what is your favorite? What's your favorite that you also like to smoke, or maybe the highest selling up to this point?
I would say palm, aspen, and lavender are the 3 top sellers. Okay. My favorite is peppermint because it's really smooth, and then palm is the second one.
Big G in the house. What's up? Cap Outside is in the building. Big shout out to Norristown chapter. Yeah. What do you think about the product, man? Did you get a chance to try it? So what do you think about it? I know packaging means a lot to you, along with labeling, but did you get a chance to try it? And would you please tell every single city, including Pittsburgh, that they should be using this product, brother?
Look, it's real simple. I had a chance to sample the rose petal, right?
Yeah.
Rose petal is nice and smooth. It's calming. It's relaxing. Doesn't burn. Doesn't give you a bad taste. And the good thing about it is, it's not going to get you all jacked up. It relaxes you and keeps you in a nice space. So when you're kind of creating this thing, the curing part, how does that work?
So the curing part's really done by the farms. And I spent 2 years vetting out farms all across the country. And I have a friend named Sarah out of Texas who actually got me hooked up with one of my buddies who's a good friend of mine now up in Southern Oregon. And they started out small because they wanted to make sure that they were able to grow the plant correctly and cure it correctly. And now they're growing about 30 acres of hemp on a large scale and are really doing a great job after the after process. And that's been one of the biggest issues in the industry is a lot of these people that are growing that used to grow soybeans or corn. They're like, oh, we can grow cannabis, we can grow hemp. It's easy. It's just another crop. What they don't realize is that the main part that makes quality in hemp or cannabis is how you treat it after you harvest it. The trimming, the curing, it's an art form, and not a lot of people can do it.
Nice. You said it took 2 years?
It took me 2 years to find the farms that I'm working with, and now a lot of those farms, everybody's getting better. So you're getting better material. The industry's just going to keep going up and up and up.
Brothers, put your hands together for Solo Kevin Sellers, a.k.a. the photographer of the noble clan of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Solo, how do you feel about this product that we're trying here at Tree Roll?
First of all, you forgot Mr. Caparazzi.
Oh, Mr. Caparazzi.
Let's keep it one. Thank you.
I messed up a little bit. I missed it. I apologize.
No problem. I don't want no. We're still working it out.
My bad.
The product is great. Love the product. I just had a quick question for you, Vic. I just heard you talking about the curing and the different farms and everything that you're talking about.
How long is that process, and is there a standard that you hold these farms to before you decide to work with them?
Yes and no. I leave it to the experts, right? I tried growing, and growing is incredibly hard, and it takes a lot of experience. So
Right.
when I go to a farm, the way I vet them out is by talking to them and seeing their products, seeing what their processes are, and everybody's got something different.
Okay.
Some people will hang dry the plant in the right humidity for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It depends on what their SOPs are or in what they know. And then after that, they take it down, and then they'll cure it in glass or different bins, different things like that. So everybody's got their own method, and it can get you to the same place. But some people are better at it than others, and it's an art form. I can give you a seed, and I can give you a seed, the same exact seed. You guys can grow it in a different state or even in the same state, and it can come out completely different because of your techniques.
Well, yeah, because he's Mr. Green Thumb.
That could
so,
be
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
Who's Mr. Green Thumb? With all due respect.
Well, Brother G over there.
Hey, I didn't know that. Okay, G Money.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers could maybe try this product? I mean, I know Ben's retared now. We'll touch on that stuff now.
We'll leave that alone for right now because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had an
What
issue.
happened?
We had an issue a couple of years ago with
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell.
I remember that issue.
I mean, you would actually be surprised on how many football players and NBA players are investing in the industry and are actually
absolutely.
smoking.
Oh,
Right.
enlighten us. Do you know anybody offhand as far as?
I mean, yeah, there's tons of players,
Okay.
and all you got to do is do some research. But one of the biggest ones is the Heisman winner down in Miami. you
And
know?
then to piggyback off that, Chris Webber just got into it too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So since we're talking about NFL players and major players of the game, Nard, do you have a question? Because I said MVP, I said players of the game. I went and tried to build it up really, really nice for you. Thank you for.
Go ahead for the cap out the side.
Yeah. Hi, Cap on the side. It's in the building. It's Nard. Nard's here. Nard, did you have a question for Tree Rose? My man, my right-hand man, big
Listen,
please.
being from the West Coast, I'm trying to figure out how are you getting the message out there, how the branding, how are you getting it to people? They'll see me, I'll talk to them. I'm like, this is where you can go. This is a good guy. How can they find? How can they find?
On a national level, it's a little bit difficult because most of the United States is still so brand new to this product, right? So if you talk to somebody in California, it's really easy. Most people are very educated on that, have been smoking for a long time, but somebody in Mississippi might be completely different, right? So a lot of it comes down to education. If you are putting out a good product, if you're doing things correctly, you have good branding, in the end, it's educating the customer. And once they trust you, they're going to stick to your products. That's the biggest, I'd say that's the biggest part. But when it comes to branding, that's always the most expensive part. If you have a product that needs to be educated on, you're spending a lot of time and money on it.
That's right.
Vic, let's go a little deeper, man. We got a chance opportunity to hang out last week. Big shout out to TPE.
Yep.
So we were in Vegas. We got a chance opportunity to see a whole another, side of the world of people producing, hemp and CBD and all different types of stuff. How was your experience there as far as Tree Rolls was concerned? Did you get a chance and opportunity to get your product out to a lot of different distributors, get a chance to put this in front of a lot of different people? Because I'm telling you, not only Philly, not only San Diego, but this is the product right here. I'm telling you, it's coming to a C-store. That means Wawa. That means a 7-Eleven. That means
Warrior Farms.
yeah, Warrior Farms. There you go.
Sheets. Western PA.
Don't stop. Keep saying it. It's coming to a store near you. I'm telling you. Anytime that Vic, along with Goose Man, is involved with anything, big shout out to Scott and all the other partners. Anytime they're part of anything, I'm telling you, it's coming to. And it's legalized. That's the part that's crazy. Hey, the labeling is crazy. The packaging is great. How long are they good in these packages?
I would say up to a year.
Up to a year. You figure that. No, usually your stuff go bad in what? One day? This stays straight for 1 year. This stuff is bad in 1 day. Hey, yo, if you don't. No, listen, if you don't zip that Ziploc joint up right, you got a little air coming in. This is good for a whole year. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Tree Rolls is it. I don't know what else you guys are smoking or enjoying, but let's talk about the medical side of it. Can we get into that a little bit? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Can we talk about everybody who can't see? I mean, Gary, he can't see after dark. Some people some people don't drive as soon as the sun go down. And I know like a lot of
me.
no pun intended. but it can help a lot of people, right? That's talk. Goose, can we talk about that part right now? Can we talk about how it helps people that are maybe elderly, accidents, MVPs, ex Hall of Famers like myself?
Current MVP.
Current. Are you still current?
Once you MVP, you always MVP.
So I'm gonna ask Goose, and then I'm gonna ask you, Goose. How does this help people? As far as that's, because Goose, you're 26, 27 years old at the
27 and a half.
27 and a half.
27 and a
So
half.
how does this help people like yourself that's been in the industry, that love the chance and opportunity to get something after a long, hard day's work? You get home, you relax, you take a hot bubble bath, and then you smoke a tree roll. Where does that put you?
That's relaxing.
At a young age
Well,
like
the
this.
people that come into Gooses,
Okay.
and again, this is a legal product that's 0.3% THC in there. So it's legal. And it's for people that don't want to get stoned. They just want to relax. They at the end of the day, their mind is going 1,000 miles an hour, and you smoke a lavender and it'll calm you down. And it's very rewarding when people come up to us at the front end of the store and they say, listen, I really enjoy tree rolls because it's relaxing to me. I get a full night's sleep and it relaxes me. We ran some numbers, Flo.
Okay.
We ran some numbers. Vic and I, with the help of Johnny and Brian, last year we did approximately $20,000 in the CBD business, and we just have one display out there. 20,000, and that's not bad. Out of that $20,000, $8,000 of it was tree rolls. That just shows how Johnny, Brian, and myself are behind the product. We're a firm believer in the product, and we really because people don't want to get stoned out of their minds. It's for people that just older people are buying it. The demographic that's buying it is the older people. And if we could have Abby speak, because Abby calls on dispensaries, and how would this fit into a dispensary you set up? I'll let you explain what you do with marijuana dispensaries. But what do you do with marijuana dispensaries, and do you see this kind of product fitting in with a marijuana dispensary?
Well, this tree rolls definitely follows suit with the cannabis industry. Yes. So I work directly with cannabis dispensaries. However, speaking of the demographics, so we're talking about the folks who are just getting, as states legislation changes and cannabis is becoming legal, well, non-cannabis smokers traditionally who are looking for something but just trying to kind of get introduced, tree rolls is a great segue.
Yeah.
So they're not catching that full THC high, but they're still getting that relaxation that they need and that natural medicinal purpose. So as far as a nice segue and broadening the dispensary's audience and people that they're selling to, this is a great selling point for any dispensary.
And I think one thing that we got to clarify, right, is the federal government passed the Farm Bill in 2018, and what that did is separate anything that's under 0.3 total THC, and that became hemp, and anything above that became cannabis, right? So what you're seeing is high THC, all of that, that's going to go under the medical and recreational market, and any other cannabinoid that's not THC will go under hemp, and that's going to go into pharmaceuticals, products like this, edibles, anything like that. That will also help with other ailments. The FDA is very strict about these type of things, that way you can talk about. But there's a lot of people that talk about helping with anxiety, helping out with, being able to go to sleep and different things like that. So everybody will find the right product for them, find the right, if you have a certain thing that's happening with you, one thing may not work, but if you find another thing, it might work. So it's all about trying out the different ways of figuring out how these cannabinoids and hemp or cannabis are going to help you out with your daily life.
Was there a reason how you came up with this? Was it to help people? Is that another reason why you came up with the different flavors?
Yep.
Is that the reason why you go so, full throttle when it comes to selling your product? Because it's going to help people, right?
I mean, that's a
so
big
this
part
goes
of it.
from 21 or 18? It's
21.
So 21
because the federal government passed a bill that for the tobacco industry that you can't smoke unless you're over 21.
Okay, 21. Okay.
So we want to make sure we keep following what that does to be in good faith with the FDA.
I understand. I totally understand. So let me ask you this, Gary. As far as you smoking it and getting a chance and opportunity, where would you go from here as far as if you were pushing this product?
I think I would look at medical institutions. I would look at. He already talked about pharmaceutical industry, but I think if you look at places like that where it would be beneficial to some of our more senior persons, that they would be able to, if they have issues with their diets, it can help them gain an appetite. It can do certain things like that. So I would focus more on the health side of it, and how it can be more beneficial to those who are actually in need of it. And I think that is probably the most important thing. We have a very aging society, and those people sometimes are being left alone.
Yeah.
So if you can jump into that demographic where it can be beneficial to them, and then to what Abby said, it will open up more. It will open up to the industry much more. So I think if you take it on the grassroots level and then work your way up, I think that would be beneficial. All your basic mom and pop stores on the corners, I would hit those. All your poppy shops, the bodegas. I think that would be my theory of how you kind of get this thing out to the far reaches of America, and then you start looking at the international aspect.
And you'd be surprised. There's actually a lot of younger people that do enjoy the product also, because it's, we get a lot of feedback, right? And I'm always doing research, figuring out like what's the market, who's going to want this. And we have people that smoke cannabis, but they can't smoke it during the day at work. So they have a rough day at work. They go out for a smoke break. Instead of smoking tobacco, they're smoking hemp CBD because it helps them relax. Right. The way I describe it to people, they're like, what's the feeling that you get when you're smoking this? And I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what is that feeling? It's a small euphoria, but really, like, let's say you work a 12-hour day. You're a waitress. You're working 12 hours. Your feet hurt. You get home. You take off your shoes. That's the feeling you get. It's right. That just, boom, I'm done. This is relaxing, and I'm perfectly satisfied. Yep.
Are you crazy? Listen, when we were up at TPE, man, your booth was rocking. I was at your booth. I was checking out your booth. We was up there for 3 days. We were up there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We got a chance. Scott was up there having a good time. You know what I mean? Is Scott married at all?
No, he's got a girlfriend though. That's
okay.
Really awesome.
Hey, how you doing, Scott? How's everything? Tell the girlfriend that we said hi. We're back here in Philly. It's a lot colder than here it is in the West Coast. But hey, Scott, I just wanted to say hello because we had a great time in TPE. But my bottom line of it is people were loving this, man. Vic, they were loving this. And I'm telling you right now, from the undefeated Goats podcast coming to a store near you. If you don't go out right now, you can call Goose's 250 Rich Pike, Limerick, PA 19468 if you don't know where the hell you're going, and get it right here. This is the best product coming out to a store near you. 2022 Vic. Here we go. It's coming right here, and y'all know what it is. It's right here. It's Tree Rolls. Nard, do you love this? I mean, you over there. In fact, you know what? Take a second. I'm gonna play a West Coast song just to kind of get you, you know what I mean, in the mood or whatever the case may be.
He's too relaxed.
You might know this too, man. I'm gonna play a quick West Coast song. You know about this? All right, I just want to make sure. I need everybody to put some smoke in the air because we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the hot seat when we come back around. All right? I want everybody to put smoke in the air. I don't care what you're doing. Put a little bit of smoke in the air.
I don't personally, but this is, what my are asking for.
Yeah. I'm mad at
Hello.
Hey, shout out to the Bay Area! Here we go. Bay Area's in the building, baby. San Diego. It's the owner. Right here, CEO. Shout out to you, Scott, and the girlfriend. Hey, Tree Rolls is in the building, baby. Hey, do you guys absolutely love this? I know the noobs love it. How are you enjoying it? And what flavor are you drinking? Smoking.
Right now, I just finished lavender.
How'd you think about lavender? Break it down to everybody.
It was extremely relaxing. One of the things we talked about, or was mentioned earlier, is that like now I suffer from some back pain. So when you come,
where you get back pain from?
being MVP, and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Here we go. Buckle up. Here we go.
But DJ
Can't
Flo,
get him.
you know that.
Here we go. Don't start.
We know that. You know, sometimes you get tired of the pills and that stuff like that. So you
And that's more harmful to you,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
pills and everything.
Side effects of all
I'll let
that,
you get
so-
into it. Don't even worry about it, doctor. I know you're a doctor
Yeah.
in your previous life, not in this life. But you know you're a doctor. I understand.
No, I apologize for cutting you
Yeah,
off,
you did.
MVP. Go ahead.
Talk about that at the show.
Go ahead. All right.
But this is another avenue to not have to pop all these pills. And you know, it works different for different people.
Right.
I found out for me though, having this eases the pain. I mean, I can stop taking all the pills all the time. I actually just came from the dentist and had several root canals. So like right now, I'm actually good.
You feeling good?
Yeah,
You feeling real good.
Clap it up.
You straight like 6 o'clock right now, ain't you? Tree roll.
Get this in there. You know, I appreciate being a part of it.
Now let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest. How does it compare with Cali weed, and how does it compare with Colorado weed? I mean, how does it compare as far as the feeling is concerned? Once you go and you inhale it, you get a chance, G Money, in order to go and take everything in. How does Tree Rules? How does it compare to all the best weed that's out there right now?
I think how it was said best was that you can stay functional.
Okay.
Like you can go ahead in your lunch break or right after work, kick your shoes off, and you could have this. Whereas some Cali, we have some things that you have to sign a waiver for. So that, you know what I mean, that's not going to help you at lunchtime.
Right.
It'll put you down.
There's some stuff that we even say like, nah. So this right here, stay functional, we can have a good time, you know, and without ease some ailments and pains, you know, a lot of battles on the field, you know, MVP stuff, some people don't get. But
Gary, how do you feel after tasting and trying Tree Rolls?
Well, as an ex MVP also.
here we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody's MVP here.
Well, I mean, I don't want to toot my horn, but you know, I'm all PA track and field, track, high hurdles. I'm a short guy, but I can run. And I was nice in football too, even at the collegiate level. But however, I like it because it's very soothing. Kind of to Nard's point, as you get older, all those things that you did when you were young, this helps to soothe and relax you. It helps to break down your muscles. You know, we all ride.
Yeah,
So
we
this
all
would be
ride.
great after we get done 50 mile, 60 mile
Ain't about
ride.
that.
Hey, can I ask you a question when it comes to riding? And I know we're talking about Tree Rolls, but is Nard a better rider than you as far as the bike goes?
As far as the pecking order goes, Nard is still.
Packing order wise,
Pecking order wise, he's below me.
I'm last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Just say that part.
Yeah.
Maybe say
All
that
right,
part.
I don't want no problem.
The second order of this table, I'm second.
You're
I'll just
second?
go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, second's not bad.
It's not bad.
Goose is definitely the
And when
the
Gary's
best
not
rider.
there, I'm first.
Yeah.
Now, does any of you guys bowl? We'll get back on it. Does any of you guys do bowling?
That's not a sport.
Oh,
John, what do you think about that?
here we go. That is a sport. What do you mean?
For who?
Huh?
You
Well,
shoot
for
the
what?
rock
It has
and
a
then
ball.
you throw the rock.
Yeah, you
You
shoot
shoot
the
the
rock,
rock and then you
throw
throw
the
the
rock.
rock. You're throwing a rock. Yeah.
Tomatoes, apples. I get you.
I mean,
And the only reason why I got you, Vic. The only reason why I'm asking these questions: can I still ride my bike? Can I still
Most definitely.
go bowling? Can I still shoot the rock? Can I still answer all my emails, my phone calls
Relax.
after doing this? Because of the best damn product out right now, TPE. We was there together,
Yep.
baby. Here we go. Tree Rolls, baby. What do you think, Solo? I know you didn't get it. Did you get a chance to taste it or try it?
I did.
Okay. I just want. I want you.
I'm
Because-
in a relaxed state of mind right now.
Okay.
So I'm just observing and absorbing everything that's being said. And, you know, as a perennial MVP,
Perennial.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, you know,
Because you guys know that we're all goats, right? Like you can only be on this podcast if you're a goat.
if you're,
You got to be a goat to be on here.
living legend.
Okay, living legend.
So,
Well, not all of us.
but no, just to piggyback off of what Shenard and Gary was saying, you know, because you were, I just recently had, a career injury and went to surgery and everything.
That's
So,
like a couple months ago, though, right?
okay, we're gonna get back to that.
Okay. Just making sure.
But it's like you don't want to have, like Shenard was saying, you don't want to have a bunch of pills and everything, and it's more relaxing because I was doing CBD.
I understand that, but hold it right there, CBD. Back in your day, between high school and college, so we're talking about 19, 23 years old, could you almost touch the top of the backboard? Almost? I mean, you were definitely over the box, right?
Yeah.
So that was 11
You
feet.
remember
Goose, Vic, this guy used to be able to touch at least, 13, maybe 13 and a half?
Absolutely. You know, because Nanny Goat,
Yeah,
off the Ruckler,
right.
yeah, I would put a dollar bill up there, then go drop for a quarter and pull a dollar bill back.
Yeah.
Easy.
That was, you know, I was
Straight
told that.
face. Straight face.
Straight face.
I tripped over the foul line. I tripped over the foul line. I think we should. Jennifer, what do you think of this product? What do you think?
I think it's very relaxing.
I think it's very
Oh,
relaxing.
wait.
That could be the wine.
And Jennifer does actually have a unique situation, being like a caregiver of her son who is a cannabis user. So
Oh,
she's
really?
an official Pennsylvania
Hey.
card
I
holder.
have a medical card as a caregiver, and we buy mostly tinctures
Mhm.
and like Rick Simpson oil.
Yeah, RSO.
And make gummies.
Oh.
Yeah, because instead of getting him like he has ADHD, instead of getting him on like a stimulant, we chose this route.
Can you elaborate on that? Because,
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah.
world,
Yeah.
3 rolls is it. So again, let's just
Well,
talk about
I
your
mean,
son and his situation.
yeah.
And
Well, I
just
mean,
break it down.
like face value, we are in an opiate crisis. Stay away from the drugs, okay?
That's right. Okay.
I'm also a
Yeah.
nurse, and
You're a nurse.
I'm a nurse,
Oh!
a registered nurse, and I worked in addiction for 9 years.
I gotta
also.
hit this. I gotta hit this. Hold on.
Yeah. Yep. So I see addiction, and you stay away from the pills.
Okay.
Stay away from the pills. What happens is the doctors prescribe pills. If somebody has a car accident or back pain or something like that, they think it's temporary, and then you're addicted. And what are you going to do? So then people, they call it liquid handcuffs, methadone, Suboxone, all these type of opiate replacements, and then they're addicted to something else. So you just stay away from that, and you smoke tree rolls.
Hey! That's what I'm talking about.
Well, on that note of like Jennifer's son, who
Yeah.
literally is, they're taking the legitimate steps to.
And how old is he?
He's 16.
16. Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. So this, tree rolls, even for folks that like I know who are smoking tree rolls, it's the best segue between cannabis and nothing, but you're not getting like, that initial high, that's something different and new. I mean, it's kind of like leading you to it. It's just more of a relaxing feeling. And it has been ailing. So let me just tell you a true story. And Vic, I actually should have told you this yesterday when I met you, but I did give I had a family death a couple months ago, and my
Sorry to hear
family,
that.
thank you. And my aunt and uncle came to Philly because the funeral was here. And I know that they are into the CBD edibles, but they flew here. So I knew that they didn't bring anything. And it was my aunt's brother.
Mhm.
So obviously she was very upset for, by the time she got to Philly, I knew she was kind of like just not doing well. And I did. So I was this was right after I saw you, Goose. And I got one from Goose, and I did. I gave my aunt one of these. And I did ask her like a week later, did you smoke that? Did you? And she said, yes, it definitely helped my uncle and her. They had a good night's sleep. And that was probably the first good night's sleep that they had literally. And I could have like cried, like literally in like weeks.
That's
So
always,
really,
always good to hear.
Like I should have told you that yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And, and this type of product, like a lot of people that are looking to get stoned, this is not going to be their product.
Right.
But there's a lot of people that used to smoke, that still smoke, and just need a break during the day or whenever it is. So it works out for them. And we always hear good stories. John used to have a tenant here who I met yesterday, and he's got a lot of, was it back pain, trouble sleeping, different things like that. One of the things he told me is, I buy it whenever I can afford it. And so I came out and gave him a handful. And it's always good to hear that we're helping people out.
Yeah.
With that being said, one of the biggest things that we want to do is be able to bridge the gap between cannabis and your regular consumer. So think of this as, your mom's and dad's weed back in the 60s. It's a small percentage of THC, but that CBD does give you that relaxation. So it's anybody that's kind of trying to look at the industry. This is a great way to get into it. And then eventually they can start getting more into THC. And we'll be able to flip that switch on once THC becomes legal federally.
Yeah, Flo, I'd like to, before we close out tonight, I'd like Vic to explain Delta 8 and the Delta 8 products that Tree Rolls will be coming out with.
You want to do that now? Or?
Yeah.
Before I just have a real quick question. With tree rolls, do you have the ability to, say, for instance, recommend, say, for somebody that's suffering from anxiety compared to somebody that's suffering from, back pains or things of that nature? Like, okay, well, here, if you have an anxiety, try the lavender, or you have this, try that.
Unfortunately, we can't make any recommendations,
Okay.
and the main reason is the FDA, right?
Okay.
To be able to do anything with medical or anything to do with marketing, which this product does help a lot of people in different ailments.
Mm-hmm.
We as a company can't do that because the FDA will come after you because we haven't done clinical trials.
Okay.
But a lot of people are finding out of themselves, whether it's THC, whether it's CBG, CBD, CBN, whatever cannabinoid it is. People are trying it themselves and just basically saying, you know what, I don't need the FDA. I don't need you to tell me what to do because I know exactly what it's doing for me and their experience.
Exactly. Okay.
I almost feel like I was at a TV station. I was waiting to hear TNT, CBS.
All the
Uh,
other-
Well, with that being said,
Wow.
you see, at this point in time, Gary, Nard, along with Solo, and of course the Big Goose and the ladies, it's time for the hot seat. So the hot seat, we're gonna go around. We're gonna start with me. I'm gonna play a little song. We're gonna start with me. We're gonna go from Gary to Nard to Solo to Goosey, the two ladies, and it's just a hot seat question about tree rolls. All right. All right, first hot seat question to you, Vic. How did you come up with your design for tree rolls, and how has it affected the industry? Why?
Long story. So let me make it short. Tree Rolls came up with, we have a list of about 1,000 names. Whenever we think of a cannabis name or anything that could be a product, we add it to that list. As most of you probably know and probably did, growing up, when you want to sneak around the house and not tell your parents or that you were smoking weed, we'd say, hey, let's go smoke a tree.
Nice.
You know?
Almost like Goosebumps.
Yeah, exactly. So we decided that my business partner Scott has always said, hey, we need to come up with the Kleenex for the industry. And Jay's Pre-Rolls was the first brand that we did that with, and that was kind of the Kleenex. Everybody calls a pre-roll Jay. Unfortunately, we ran into trademark issues with that, and that's why we came out with tree rolls, because it's kind of the same thing. One of my buddies that I grew up with and one a good friend and part owner in the company, we brought him in because he's an amazing designer. He's actually a designer for a company called Wick & Mortar, and they've designed top winning brands in the cannabis industry, hemp, and all the way around. We decided to bring him in because he's one of the top guys you'll ever meet when it comes down to this. And when we had the name Tree Rolls, we told him, hey, this is what we're looking for. We want it to be organic. We want it to be natural. We're doing herbs. He came back with an amazing design, but also came back with an idea of, why don't we plant a tree for every product that we sell?
Wow.
Yeah. And so we ended up doing that. It's just a full circle tie into the brand. And a lot of people in nowadays wants to vote with their money. And so if they can buy a product that is sustainable, that they're feeling like they're doing something good for the world, they would rather buy that product than something else. And that's something that we as a company have this philosophy of, is if we can do something to give back, even just by planting a tree with a partner, we're going to do that. We're going to do everything we can to sustain the world.
Great answer.
Nice.
G-Money, G-Money.
I got nothing. No, I'm kidding. So the Delta 8 thing,
Yep.
what was the concept behind that and why?
So Delta 8 is unique, right? So the way that the laws are written, and being in the cannabis industry for 10 years, I paid a lot of money out to lawyers. And I was telling John earlier, I was
How
like,
many lawyers you got?
5. Trademark, patent, litigation, business. I'm forgetting somebody.
Compliance.
Compliance. But I mean, I do a lot of that myself too. But what was the question again?
Yeah, Delta 8.
Yeah, Delta 8.
Delta 8, yeah. So, and then we have our cannabis and hemp attorneys, right? So technically we have 6. when it comes to Delta 8, there's this unique thing that happened when the federal government legalized cannabis or legalized hemp and still kept cannabis illegal. The way that the letter of the law was written is anything under 0.3 THC is legal. It's considered hemp. And the definition is Delta 9. So you have Delta 8, Delta 12, Delta 10. You have now HHC coming out, THCO, and all these different cannabinoids. So you have all these different laws that are interacting with each other. You have a law that it makes any cannabinoid or any hallucinogen or anything that messes with your brain that's synthetic illegal. So some can be illegal if they're synthetic and driven that way. If you can extract CBD and then turn it into Delta 8 or Delta 10 or Delta 12, that becomes a legal product that you can sell all across the country. Nice. With that being said, there is states that are banning it, and most of those states that are banning it are cannabis states because they're losing revenue on taxes by stores selling Delta 8 because now I can go to my corner store and get a Delta 8 product. One of the problems with when I think this is going to be regulated sooner than later, maybe not on a high level, but you have Florida that's actually legalizing and regulating it and putting good, smart laws into place, is Delta 8 can be sold by anybody right now. So if you have a company that's not reputable, you don't know what you're smoking. So when you're extracting it, it could have byproducts of Delta 9 that makes it illegal. You could have arsenic. You could have all different things that they do the chemical change with that makes it really bad for your smoke. So when you smoke a product, you want it to be from a company that is fully transparent. And that's why you should have a QR code on the back that takes you to the test results per batch, not just for the oil or not just for the flour.
Nice.
Okay.
Nardo.
Listen, my question is this. We were talking about an individual who was around 16, having some issues and needed tree rolls to help him through it. Is that about the youngest that you would recommend, or you thought that would be okay for, or is it a little younger? I know at 14 they can do some things, but what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think a lot of it depends up to the parents, and it's up to really what's going on with them. I think as a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, I know 10-year-olds or people that are providing people with epilepsy or different ailments with tinctures and different things like that. Obviously, smoking is not the best for your lungs, right? So if you're under 18, under 21, you should try different products that may be able to help you, like a gummy or a tincture or different things like that. But smoking does get into your system instantly instead of a gummy that takes 45 minutes. And the absorption rate in your lungs is 65% compared to 25 to 15% when you take a gummy or an edible.
Solo! Yeah, Solo. I don't want no problem. Yeah.
I done kicked you once.
I know it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You better listen to you over here.
My question is real simple. What's on the horizon for tree roll?
We're working on a lot of different products. We want to diversify for the people that don't want to smoke, right? So could be edibles, could be different things. It'll be coming up, but we want to make sure we have an array of products that hits different demographics and different people are looking for different things, right?
Different demographics. What do you mean by that?
Different demographics, just like, a person that's been smoking cigarettes, that's 70-year-olds, may not want to smoke at all. So they might want to take an edible or a tincture or something else that'll help them go to sleep or whatever it is that they're looking for. So as far as, people that are finding these products they're completely different from each other. And it takes different products to get them to where they want to be.
Nice.
Okay.
Gooseman!
Jennifer and Abby, these guys think they're MVPs. They think I get together with the guys that I won the state championship with at Holy Name in Reading, Pennsylvania. We have breakfast occasionally at the Exeter Diner, And of course, we played basketball in cages. That's why they call it the cage. These guys, when I get together with them for breakfast, they talk about the opioid crisis in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And there's kids every day dying from opioids. And I heard that tonight on this panel. And it's disgusting that the nation doesn't address this. And this is a product that addresses it. It's a natural. If I have a problem, I'd much rather take a natural solution to it than a pharmaceutical solution to it with a pill. By popping the leaves and all kinds of opioids to alleviate pain. This is a natural way of doing it. And with the Farm Bill and the definitions of marijuana versus hemp, this is a legal product, and we take pride of selling it at Goose's because it helps people. Every day we have people coming up and saying it has helped me sleep, helped me with my pain, and I can't say that enough. I can't, because there definitely is a serious opioid problem in this country. And a product like this, we take a lot of pride. And Vic, it's a pleasure working with you and your team. And it's a very professional team. Today, people come out with products, and you got to be buttoned up. Today, we sat before a store chain that has 24 stores, and they embraced it. They are bringing it in. They're going to display it. We got to build a special display for these 24 stores. And it's a consumable product, which is absolutely legal. There's no stigmas to it, and it helps people with their health and their pain. God bless you, Vic, for coming out with a product like this to help. And Jennifer told a beautiful story about it. As a nurse, she was prescribing this to people to naturally alleviate their pain. Thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. And you guys, it's nice to be with MVPs.
That's right.
And this guy right here, Vic with Tree Rolls, is an MVP.
He's the real MVP.
Once again, it's the Undefeated Goats Podcast, man. Vic, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.
We're all going to support your product. Shout out to San Diego, Cali Weed. Here we go. Right here, even back in Philadelphia, it's the #1 product, 2022 TPE, one of the best brews. Shout out to Scott and Scott's girlfriend. Right here. It's right here, baby. Tree Rolls. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We'll see you on the other side. Tree Rolls, baby.